Well, g'day guys and welcome back. Ryan and Daniel out here for another adventure. This time we are down in the Kosciuszko backcountry. We are in the Jagungal Wilderness in the Australian Alps, heading out for a few days of backcountry alpine exploring. We've got about 50 k's of bushwhacking to do. We may even summit a mountain and see how we go. So we're packing in for this one. There's no four-wheel drive, so we're super excited. This is going to be the most remote we've been in the backcountry for a while. So yeah, super keen. Hope you guys are too. And we're pretty well already stuck into it. We're just started this trail now and we're going to continue on. Beautiful scenery out here. We've got some great conditions for this weekend. So yeah, we're going to get stuck pretty well straight into it, guys. Before we do that, make sure you head over, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of our adventures. And now you've done that, let's get exploring the alpine region of Jagungal. Just off behind me here is where we're heading out for the next couple of days. So this is the Jagungal region. You can actually see Mt Jagungal in the background, which is where we're heading. You can also see just off in the far distance there, Kosciuszko main range, which is snow-capped. Looks absolutely amazing and really adds a level of excitement to this adventure. You know, snow's just started to fall. We're in the end of autumn. We've got some snow on the ground here around where we're going, so super excited. It's going to be awesome. We just crossed our first little alpine creek of the adventure, and it was pretty dodgy, crossing just an old piece of metal. That's pretty funny, but it got the job done. We're just going to use some of this fresh mountain creek water here to fill up Daniel's water supply. It's got a really cool little screw-on filter. It filters really quickly, so I'm going to use this water here to get us our water supply for the day. Yeah, most of the alpine creeks here in Australia are fine to drink straight from, but you can never be too safe when carrying a filter around. You know, the only real time there's any danger is if something might have died up the creek or something like that, and you never really know, so always good to have one. So we've swapped out the fleece jacket for the Next Level shirt now. The temperatures are actually pretty reasonable. They'll probably drop down colder later on, so I'll bring out the jacket when needed. But make sure, guys, you head over and grab your Next Level shirt while they're still $29.99, because they won't be that price forever. So you guys, make sure you head over nextlevelgear.com.au, take advantage of that really good offer while it's still there. We've just come back up on top of this ridge here, and I have to say the views here are so amazing. Super grateful to have these views, and you really don't find them anywhere else. We've got a really nice clear sight now of Mt Jagungal again, back up on top of this ridge, and the snow-capped peaks of the main range have also represented themselves, and it's just so fascinating. These type of views you don't find anywhere else in the country. It's amazing. We're closing in on a spot to camp for the afternoon. There's a a little hut up here not too far, and we've made some pretty decent ground. You see Mt Jagungal in the background there. That is the mission for tomorrow, to get to the top of that and summit it, so really exciting.
It's like directly straight is where Cozzy is. It's not even that far away. So, more than 20 of it.
So this is Dershko's hut, it's called. It's just off the trail here. We've decided that this is going to be our first stop and also our first night's camp. We're about 4 k's from the summit of Jagungal, which is what we're going to do tomorrow. So we're going to take the opportunity to rest up today after about 13 k's of bushwhacking through alpine country. That's pretty full on. So yeah, we're going to just use the hut for tonight. Really excited, as this is a really nice little hut out here in the middle of nowhere. It's managed by Kosciuszko Hut organization, and yeah, it's a beautiful little hut out here in the middle of the Kosciuszko backcountry. It's kind of crazy, like literally as soon as we stop, you've got to get the jacket back on. It's crazy how much physical activity changes things. Like when you're walking, you feel you can take all the underlayers off. As soon as you stop, you got to get them back on. It's coffee time. Gonna go with a double shot latte sachet. Not tried these before, so we'll see how we go. It'd help if I could tear it from the right end. I'll just stir it a bit. And this hut is awesome. I've got a faint view of Jagungal through the trees there, so we get to have a look at what we're going to be tackling tomorrow. We're going to be really enjoying this afternoon. So amazing out here. It's so peaceful. The Kosciuszko backcountry is like nowhere else. So what's really cool about this hut is that it has a little creek that runs right down here next to it. So we've got the ability to filter water, which is pretty cool. Got a very subtle flow to it here. So just gonna fill up this flask. So I bought 2 of these 1 litre bottles along for this trip. I've already gone through one today, but there's been plenty of water sources around. This is Daniel's new Hydro Pack filter. So it screws on the top of this soft flask here, and it's very quick actually at filtering this sort of stuff. So really cool. Well, this is going to be the room that I'm staying in tonight. I'm going to enjoy the luxuries of the hut for a night while we have it. So we got a new sleeping pad for this trip. It's a Cedar Summit Etherlite XR Pro. It's got a 7R value, which means it's super well insulated for alpine conditions. We just about got our bed all set up here. This is a Cedar Summit Ascent -10. It's one of my warmer sleeping bags that I own. I don't use it very often though, because this one here has got a couple of slight holes in it that I can't quite find, so it loses a lot of down. So our bed all set up. Pretty cool feature in here, get everything up off the floor. So this hut has a potbelly stove right in the middle here, so we're going to use it tonight and light a fire in it to keep us warm. It's going to be well below zero tonight, so we want to make use of it while we can. And I want to get this lit before the sun goes down, because as soon as the sun goes down, it gets really cold really fast and temperature drops down really quickly. Get it going real well with a few of these. Then we'll let it simmer down for a little bit. Well, it's starting to feel like home now. The fire is going pretty strong. The temperatures are already starting to get nice and warm in here. How pristine is this sunset out here in the Snowies. We're super grateful that the conditions so far have been great. Not a cloud in the sky all day, and now we've got this beautiful picturesque sunset. How awesome. Well, it's really warm in here. T-shirt weather inside this hut now. Alright, it's that time of the afternoon. I'll take off the boots and change over to the camp slippers. Righto, time for dinner. Tonight, trying something a little bit different. I've got some off-grid meals, so These are not the traditional dehydrated ones that I normally have. You actually just need to put the whole sachet in boiling water and just wait for about 5 minutes and then peel it open and it's ready to go. So butter chicken and rice, and see how they go. Now water's boiled, but silly me didn't think it through and didn't realise I have to add a meal in there, so I filled it right up. So dip a bit out and the meal goes in. So, I'm not too sure about this yet. It's either going to go really good or really bad and I'm going to be hungry for the next 2 days. So fingers crossed it turns out alright. So our rice is done. It's pretty warm. Little bit fiddly to get it heated up, but it's alright. It's actually edible cold, which is fine. Now I've got the butter chicken going. One thing's for sure, the smell coming off this is really nice. If this works out well, the taste is definitely better than your standard freeze-dried meals. You just got to get the boil right, otherwise water kind of goes everywhere and it's a little hard to manage. But looking forward to actually giving it a taste. Well, we're almost done here. It's smelling really good. Can't wait to dig in. Now we get some rice. The old mixeroo. I think we're all going to fit this whole thing in there. That's cool. Awesome. Time to dig in. Smells good. Wow, just tastes like real food. That's awesome. What an awesome day. Daniel's making up his food now. He's just a Campers Pantry pasta bake, tuna pasta bake. It's pretty good, so cheers to a awesome day. Well, that's dinner all done and dusted, and we've got the fire going well. We've got a little bit of wood on the inside here just in case it runs low during the night. So that's pretty well going to do me for the night, guys. I will see you in the morning. We have a pretty big day ahead of us tomorrow. Good morning, everyone. Really nice sleep in here last night. Nice and cozy. Gonna get up here in a minute, I think, and have a coffee and get going for the day. Alrighto, let's get time for coffee. I actually rated that double shot latte that we got in the sachet. It was not too bad, so I'm gonna have it again. Get it needed today because I've got a big day ahead. Oh, it's cold. It's so beautiful outside here as the sun rises over these mountains. It's really great. We've got another great day of weather by the looks of it. Not a single cloud is visible at the moment. Daniel did try and camp out here last night, and his little thermometer that he had ended up reading -11 as the low, so he ended up migrating in about midnight. That is just absolutely crazy how cold it got out here last night, and everything is frozen, completely frozen.
I was thinking about that.
Well, it's much warmer in here, that's for sure. Well, time to pack up now and begin to hit the trail. Get the sleeping bag and sleeping mat packed down into just about nothing. That's what I love about like down bags and compact sleeping mats, is that they pack down into just about nothing and they're super light. I mean, I use down sleeping bags now in four-wheel drive when I do four-wheel driving trips frequently also, because they just take up hardly any space. That's it, we are ready to hit the trail. Alright. Well, that's where we're going right there. That's Mt Jagungal. We'll be summiting that today. It's just over 2,000 meters in elevation, so we have a little bit of work ahead of us. You can see those snow-capped peaks presenting themselves there again, just out in the distance. This whole entire Jagungal Wilderness region gets blanketed in snow in the middle of winter. It will be so beautiful, but that's really exciting to see. Just stop for a quick drink before we begin our major elevation gain. We're right next to the Mt River, which is a lot smaller here than it gets in other sections. It's crazy to think that this little creek here is the origin for the Mt River. For those who don't know, the Mt River has a couple of major hydro power stations, and at some points is like 15 meters wide, and it all originates from this tiny little stream here near Jagungal. It's pretty fascinating. And because we are about to start the major sort of elevation, I'm gonna get out a trekking pole just to support myself up the incline. So we're about 2.5 k's from the top of the mountain now, and we've gone off on this little bushwhacky trail. Pretty cool. It's the ever watchful eye of the mountain is watching us in the distance as we slowly approach. Such a beautiful landscape out here, amazing. Oh, this has to be one of the dodgiest trails I've been on. It's very bushwhacky. You can hardly find the track. Sometimes the trees are up to your head, but as you can see behind me, the views are absolutely worth it. Right, so I'm making the executive decision to drop my pack here. So we're coming back down the same way that we're going up, and it's absolutely grueling ascent right now for me. So I'm going to drop my pack and leave it here and just take the bare necessities with me. So the pack is dropped, 2 trekking poles for the rest of the elevation, and water bottle in reach. Should be good to go. Well, there we have it, guys. Summit of Mount Jagungal.
On top of that, this little rock is probably...
What an absolutely stunning view. You could literally sit here all day. You can see right off the main range, right off into the Victorian high country, as well as pretty well any other major peak around in the Snowy Valley on the Tumut side. It's just absolutely awesome. We are going to be heading back down now, where we're going to be camping tonight. We still have about 5 k's from the start of the Jagungal Summit Trail, so we're going back down the side of the mountain now and then hike on to a camp for tonight. Righto, so we're back at my pack now. Chuck it back on and continue the descent. The descent was much better than the ascent. that is for sure. But it was definitely worth it. Let's get this on and get cracking. There's a red fox here who's started to show himself. Well, we finished the summit. There it is up there, ever so watchful eye. And it was a grueling ascent, but the descent was much better. Daniel's just going to have something quick for lunch before we continue on and start looking for a camp for tonight. Well, while Daniel has lunch, I've pretty well almost exhausted all my drinking water supply from summiting the mountains, so I'm going to get some more from the Tumut River here before we continue on. Well, it's time to trek on now and find ourselves a camp for tonight. Pretty crazy, you see all these trees like the ones behind me here, they're just scattered all across this little valley, and that's what happens when there's a large amount of snowfall in the area, especially throughout the cooler months. These trees all die off, and the cold weather and the snowfall keeps them like this. It's pretty fascinating. We're out into these real grassy sort of plains now. The hills aren't as dominant, it's not as rocky, so we should be approaching a spot to camp pretty soon, I reckon. This is O'Keefe's hut, it's called. It's on the track that we were doing, and yeah, wow, this is pretty spectacular. The walls of this hut are just covered in like old newspaper articles everywhere. There's plenty of room here, and this is going to be tonight's stay, considering last night was -11. I don't think either of us want to tempt our fate outside. And this is just beautiful. The sunset out here is going to be absolutely magical tonight. Soak it all in for a minute. So we're going to try and just cut up some of this bigger stuff, split it up into smaller kindling pieces so we can get a fire going inside the hut.
On the 28th day.
Oh. There we go. Well, when there's no fire starters about, dead, dry grass does just fine. Well, it'll start to feel a little bit more like home now and warm up pretty quickly in here. Time to swap over boots for the sleep boots. Oh. Be straight on the floor tonight, just here. No raised platform in this hut, but anything's better than being out in the elements. Time for a hot chocolate to enjoy the afternoon. I'm looking forward to this hot chocolate all day. Give it a good stir about halfway. What an absolutely unreal sunset. Super grateful to be able to experience this. The conditions today are just absolutely pristine, same as yesterday. It's just magical. Well, tonight's for dinner, same as last night, some good rice and butter chicken from off-grid. After last night, I'm actually pretty content because it tasted really good, filled me up well, and I was definitely satisfied. So after today, super keen to get this into me. So our water's boiling. Just going to simmer this and chuck the rice in. The lesson I learnt from last night was to actually open the packet first. It sits in there much nicer. So there was just a billy in the bottom of the hut over here. So I've decided to change over to that so that it boils a little bit better with the meals. Well, I didn't think of it before, but both of these can fit in this billy, so they're both in there. So it's going to be nice and hot. Righto, it's done here, and what we're going to do, same as last night, is just transfer the rice into the butter chicken. and mix it all together. Oh, it's going to enjoy the last little bit of sunlight. Dinner's all done and dusted. Absolutely beautiful sunset here. As I said, we couldn't have had the conditions better at all. Just gonna let the fire simmer away now and warm this place up, and we'll be off to bed soon. That's it for me for the night. Absolutely buggered, so I'm gonna get a good night's rest and see you in the morning. Good morning, guys. Really nice rest last night, but it got really cold in here. I think the fire died down. So just enjoying the last little bits of warmth before the sun shows itself and we get started for the day. One thing's for sure, sunrises out here, absolutely breathtaking. Well, the sun is just rising up below in this valley behind us here. Absolutely beautiful sight. Sunrise and sunset out here, just absolutely amazing. Got the final view of the North Star too, as it sits up there waiting for the sun to rise. Kind of cool. It's the last dominantly visible star in the sky around the sunrise period, which is really cool. We're just going to let the sun rise up now a little bit. Might have a coffee, and then we're going to begin our trek back. We're heading down into that valley today, and that's going to take us back towards the car where we started. It's really cold, so while we wait for the sun to rise, we're going to get this going again. Oh, that's nice. So this hut is full of really cool memorabilia. There's a photo of the original builder, whose name was Rod O'Keefe, hence the name O'Keefe's Hut. And there's a little painting here of the original hut when it was built in 1933. So it's been around for quite a while. Just think my favorite thing about this place is that every section of the wall is covered in a really old newspaper article from a long time ago. So it's pretty cool to sit here and just sort of take all that in. It's very historical. Yeah, I don't think that we could have gotten any better luck with the weather. Another day of no clouds in the sky. Absolutely beautiful conditions again for the third day in a row. We really got lucky and couldn't have picked it any better. And it's no wonder why none of the snow that's in these shady patches everywhere around here that we've been the last 3 days can't melt, because if it doesn't get direct sunlight, it's definitely not warm enough for that snow to melt. A lot of this snow is still from the first snowfall of the season, and it just hasn't gotten warm enough for it to melt. And I'm pretty grateful that we come out here at the time that we did, because in about 2 weeks' time, this whole area is going to be absolutely blanketed in snow, and it's going to be fairly inaccessible. So really cool that we got out here when we did, and we got this amazing weather spell right before the winter rush, I guess you could say, where this area just gets smashed with snow. So you can just sort of see through the trees there, just ever so slightly, the top of Mt Jagungal in the sunrise. It's getting that first bit of sun. It's this beautiful orange, similar to what this back ridgeline looked like last night in the sunset. Isn't that cool? Bit of breakfast before we pack up. Got a little protein bar here. If I eat too much before a big hike, I get a massive stitch, so nice and simple. So we did bring tents along to this trip, but never got to use it. So the huts provided ample shelter. And so begins the trek home through this valley. Really beautiful scenery. There's some snow on the track, on the ground, and also a lot of the grass is iced over, so it's still pretty cool at the moment. Just got one little water stop left that will do a little bit further up here, because we used all of our water last night. And then it'll be a pretty solid push from there. So just stopped by this stream here, just crossed over it. It's a really nice sized stream. It'd be great for fishing. It's going to fill up my water as I don't have any left, and I'm going to need some to carry on. Should be plenty for the way home, nice and fresh. The best thing is it's cold, very cold. We're most of the way down. We just got through this valley, up the other side, and way up to the top of that peak just there, and then we're way out. But just get a look at how surreal this valley is. Wow. Just got this one last obstacle before the massive incline up out of here, and that is this river goes right through the valley. It's very wide, and I don't think there's going to be too much opportunity to cross this without getting the feet wet, but see what we can come up with. Well, one shoe full of water later, we did make it across, but one of my two boots full of water. I guess it was inevitable.